Today my journey has started at Euston. It's a rainy day, by the way, so the rain jacket is on. When you talk about saving money and saving tickets prices, then you want to talk about rail cards. And one of the greatest tricks that you can do on the National Rail Network is to have a gold card, which gives you a third off. Now, I don't have a gold card. Me and Vicky have got a two together rail card. Me personally, I've got a network rail card, but I've come to meet this man here. Say hi, Alex.
Hello, hi.
You do have a gold card.
I do. I had for many years. Yeah.
You've got a very special gold card. So I've come to meet you at Lichfield, Trent Valley.
Yeah. And I have nearly the cheapest point-to-point season anywhere in the southeast of England. And when I say southeast of England, I include Staffordshire.
Oh, we have so many things to discuss, like why is Staffordshire considered the southeast England? So we're going to take a train one stop to Lichfield City.
We are.
And on the way, we'll try and figure out what the heck is going on with your gold card. Alex, in case you don't remember, we met on all the stations at Chester Street, and because he has a company called Chester Track and a website, nationalrail.com, where you can buy tickets. And because he's like a ticketing expert, would you classify yourself as a ticketing expert? Guru. He said to me, we should really make a video about gold cards. So we're going to go one stop from Lichfield, Trent Valley to Lichfield City, and we're going to time it. And then later we're going to go between Lapworth and Hatton. Not that the timing has got anything to do with it, because it's more to do with the price, as you'll see, but just for fun we thought we'd time it. We're about to leave in a minute. I've got my phone. I'm going to time it. Is it just, do you reckon it's just like a minute or two?
2 minutes.
They're quite close. Yeah. Alright, and then we'll chat when we get to Lichfield City. Can we jump out and go grab a tea as well, obviously? Yeah. We've changed trains. We're just waiting for a fast train down into Birmingham from Lichfield City. It took 3.5 minutes to get here, and you used your gold card for the first time, even though you live in County Durham.
Yes.
And not Lichfield.
Yes, that little bit of paper that said Lichfield, Trent Valley, Lichfield City, the first time it's ever been to Lichfield.
And you've done it purely because it's one of the cheapest gold cards you can buy, and then that gives you benefits on the rest of the network.
Yes.
So what benefits does a gold card bring?
Well, a gold card gets benefits to all people who are commuting regularly in London and the South East, or even as far north as Staffordshire on the West Midlands Trains network. The advantage is you get a third off your own travel. Yes. And I've got a third off your journey as well.
Off-peak travel.
That's right, off-peak travel, yeah. And then I can take another 2 people on top of that, and up to 4 children at a reduced rate too.
So even though you don't do this commute, you buy an annual ticket known as a gold card ticket.
It's cost £164 for the entire year.
And you calculated that the savings you make over the year are worth the £160 outlay that you've paid for that ticket. So we think that the 3 cheapest places in Britain to do this are between what you've got, which is Lichfield, Trent Valley and Lichfield City, between Hatton and Lapworth, where we're heading now, just for the fun of it, and also between the Ryde Esplanade and Ryde Pierhead on the Isle of Wight.
No, not the Pierhead.
Oh,
tourists go to the Pierhead, so the fares are higher. The journey you're thinking of is
St John's Road.
St John's Road to Esplanade.
Okay, right. And we think that South West Trains Railway might do some additional concessions.
They do. But I live in County Durham, not much use to me really, so I just bought the cheaper one.
But it's genuinely worth you paying the £164, and you make that money back over the year through the other discounts that the gold card benefits brings you. I mean, that's a brilliant saving, is it not?
Yeah. There it is with my photo card.
So you have to have, like any season ticket, you have to have a photo card.
Absolutely, yes.
And then the gold card
is issued in conjunction, so the number there is the same as the number there. Yeah. And then as you see, it's for the year £164.
We're at New Street. Got to walk to Moore Street. I always get lost here. Not always, but it is confusing. So we went to Moore Street, love Moore Street Station. We're on the 15:35 Chiltern train to Leamington, and it stops at both Lapworth and Hatton. What I kind of forgotten, I kind of knew, but Lapworth and Hatton gets a really irregular service, like every 2 hours or so. And we want to at least get out at either Lapworth or Hatton when we could just pass through. We want to just go and actually see what's at Hatton. But this does mean that we are consigning ourselves to getting out at a bit of a nowhere station in the middle of nowhere. But that's always fun, right? So we're heading for Hatton, and then we're going to double back, I think, maybe via Dorridge rather than Lapworth. It'll all make sense when we get there. So we're at Lapworth. We're not getting out either way, but just on the way down, we are stopping here. I just wanted to at least peer out and look at Lapworth. One person got off. One person. It's a bit of a nothing station.
The next station is Person.
Hatton in the rain. Oh, busier than Lapworth. I feel like doing a lease use station, mainly because I can see there's a permit to travel machine over there. Which
I can see it. I spotted it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're going to use that in Akia.
So we're at the rather barren and drizzly Hatton.
Yeah.
Is Hatton everything you imagine?
Dreamed of, yes. It's a junction station with 3 platforms, one to go off to the left to Stratford-on-Avon, the other to the main line to Birmingham.
It does feel like, though, when I do a lease use station, I should get a shot of like the onward travel board and the timetable just to show how sparse it is, and there's a litter bin and stuff. We need to say, but so Lichfield, Trent Valley to Lichfield City was 3.5 minutes.
Oh, much less. Yeah.
But just now, Lapworth to Hatton was about 6 minutes.
Yeah, and it's amazing that that's the cheapest point to point, because there are loads of other stations, for example, Bromley North to Sundridge Park in southeastern, where you virtually have one platform and you're into the other. You know?
But I tell you what, there's clearly no ticket office here.
No.
Did you also see? I don't think there was a ticket office at Lapworth.
No.
So there's you can't actually go to the ticket offices at Lapworth or Hatton to buy a gold card because there isn't one.
Yeah, and I suspect, I may be wrong about this because we've no way of knowing, but I suspect that there are no commuters at all who genuinely travel.
This gold card thing, the gold card area, it's sort of tied in as a hangover from the days of Network South East, because there's a network rail card. But the thing about a network rail card, which is only valid in London and the South East, the hangover of Network South East, is that there's a £13 minimum fare Monday to Friday, but not on a weekend. And you don't get the TfL discount. A gold card has got no minimum fare.
That's correct.
And you can use it, this is the brilliant part, to get a third off Oyster fares. And the area has extended slightly, so it extends slightly up in the Norfolk area, so it goes beyond Ipswich.
Yes, you can go to places like Cromer
you could do all that.
Lowestoft and Ipswich and Tottenham.
Why was it that Birmingham suddenly, because Hatton and Lapworth wasn't in the gold card area?
No, it wasn't originally, and I think the reason it joined was because the people who were running the franchise at the time, a few years ago, wanted to have a similar scheme to London.
Who was the franchise holder?
Probably London Midland.
London Midland, okay. So London Midland said, we want a discount.
We want to include it, and rather than inventing an entirely new scheme, it was easier to extend the existing scheme to include the West Midlands, which has the advantage then that commuters into and out of London and anywhere else in the home counties can now travel to the West Midlands as well.
People will now be leaving comments saying, why isn't the gold card thing nationwide? Why is it only the South East?
That's another question entirely. I mean, the gold card was originally an invention of Chris Green when he was the managing director of Network South East, to give some benefit to people who did something pretty horrible, having to get on a train 5 days a week. And the last thing they really wanted to do on the day off, sorry, 6th or 7th day, was ride on their route. So why not give them the opportunity to go in the other direction somewhere else, or go on a completely different line somewhere else? It was an inspired idea, really good.
At a discounted rate?
At a discounted rate.
Right,
yes,
okay, okay. So that's where it came from. Here comes another train. Oh, it's the Loco. Whilst we're talking rail cards, so click in the corner here, there's an All the Stations video where we discuss all the rail cards, and there's a link as well to my rail cards comparison guide. Because some rail cards are valid at all times, some are valid at after
Yeah,
9
they all
a.m.
vary.
Some
Yeah.
have added at 9:30 a.m. and some have added at 10 a.m. and they're all slightly different.
Yeah, the annual gold card is always 9:30 now. It used to be 10 o'clock, but it's now always 9:30.
So that changed recently.
That's to the customer's benefit, of course.
Yeah.
9:30 is the start of the off-peak period as far as using your annual gold card is concerned.
It's fair to say that rail cards are a complicated affair, but kind of fun to try and get your head around. And if you can possibly get one, then get a rail card. What do we do then for half an hour in the rain at Hatton?
I can think of only one thing to do, and I'm not sure it's a particularly good thing. Well, there are two. One, we can sit here. We can sit there on that little bench.
Oh, you're going to say
4:45.
You're going to say canal, aren't you?
We could go and have a look at the Grand Union Canal and see if there's anybody with a houseboat who might let us in to make a cup of tea.
It takes him like a second to earn that money.
So I'm back at Marleybone. Alex is by. He had to go to his evening appointment. It's left for me here to sum up. Amusingly, over my shoulder back there is a Network South East logo. It ties in earlier with what we were saying about the Network card and the Network South East logo, which I used. All these things exist because of, well-meaning but outdated regulations and rail fares which have been in place for many years, and it might change. It will change. We know it will change. The RDG, the Rail Delivery Group, sent out a passenger consultation to thousands and thousands and thousands of people back this summer, and they got back their answers about how ticketing should be done in the future. I'll put a link in the description. They're going to take that, the results of all those surveys to the government this autumn, right about now, October, November, and it will change. I don't think the gold card trick will be here forever. Maybe the network card will go or change. Buy one while you can, because ticketing in the future is changing.